Hello, welcome back to more Ikoku Nikki. This is episode 5 or 4? 5. It's episode 5. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I'm really tired though. I was working really early today and I went out with some friends to watch the football. Then I ended up watching, we were watching some of VBK with a reactor, Ravenclaw Reacts, incredible reactor by the way. So I'm feeling quite emotionally vulnerable from those episodes of VBK because they were quite emotionally taxing. So, yeah, feeling a bit emotionally vulnerable, but I'm a bit tired. But I wanted to get this episode out of the way today on a Sunday, just cap off my day with a bit of Ikoku Nikki, because how better way to end the day off than an episode of this wonderful, wonderful show. Let's just get straight into it. Let's not waste any more time. There's more bialystocks. Okay. Ooh. Little flashback.
曲が好きなの。わかる。親ってそういうこと言うよね。付き合いたいとか思って見てないっつうの。ねえ。
Asa is a bialystocks fan confirmed.
私がアイドルになりたくて見てると思ってる節があるの。ウケる。マジ分かってない。
なんか矛盾してるんだよね。親とか先生って。
ねえ。
朝、やりたいことは何でもやっていいから。なりたいものになりなさい。
ああいう大人になりたくない。だよね。
お母さん、いつでも味方だから。ね、朝。
Wow. Oh.
ねえ、帰りにトイレットペーパー買ってきてくれる。
Is it the first time we've seen like a flashback of her and her mum really? Like properly?
お母さんもそうだった。出かける前にいつもそのポーズ。
母がそうだったのかも。
ねえ、髪染めていい？
なんで？
昨日エミリが勧めてくれて。
あ、いや、じゃなくて私の許可取ることじゃないでしょう。校則が大丈夫ならやれば。
What colour should she go? Maybe a bit lighter? Joining a band
たくみさんだっけ？
from the
同じ
opening.
クラス。
あ、森さん。朝でいいよ。
私も森でいいっす。
決めた？
The uniforms they look kind of like Catholic-esque.
朝は？
いや、
Catholic school-esque.
中学の時は何かやってた？
合唱。
いいじゃん。ここ強いらしいよ、合唱。
The choir club. That's interesting.
決めた。
まだ別にどっちでもいいんだけどさ。
俺も。
みんなどうやって決めてんだろ
やりたいのないの？お母さんはバドミントン
Oh, the braids are really cute.
違う。
そうか。
合唱は？朝歌好きでしょ。ほら、4年生の時のコン
Oh yeah, Makia complimented her voice as well. I forgot about that.
合唱か。
決まりね。お母さん、間違いないんだから。チェックの方じゃない？ダメ。昨日もトマト味でした。
I see.
まだ迷ってるの？じゃあお母さん決めてあげる。そっちじゃないよ、朝。何でも自分で決められるようにならないと。
Yeah, I see.
やだ。どうしたのその髪。男の子みたいじゃない。
超かわいい。かわいいよ、朝。エミリだけだよ、それ言ってくれるの。
She's really
反
cute.
対してるの？
The short hair.
まあ分からせるしかないね。どうやって？とりあえず春休みの間に。
Wow, first time we actually see the scene, and she was like right there. I didn't realize.
ま、急に決めろとか言われてもね。
じゃあね。なんだろう。なんか腹が立つ。何に？わかんない。
Man, that's real as fuck. That feeling.
そんなことある？ エミリー。
マジマジ。
でしょ。
どうだろう。その子泣いちゃって。
The lighting coming on then.
もういないじゃんお母さん。
朝。
So what was that first bit? It was on the note.
もういないじゃん
But
お
up
母さん。
and dying like that.
朝。
Was it own?
なりたいものになりなさい。
嘘つき。
お母さんはいつでも。
Fucking hell.
してる。ムカつく。
God, I've said it so many times. That opening is just a bit too good. Like,
兄弟巻きよ。
I kind of love as understated it is.
すご。
Yeah, she's pretty popular then, huh? And the song, I've listened to that song a lot as well this week. Oh, Grandma.
え
おばあちゃんち今度の土曜。
行きたいの？
電話したら心配してくれてたし、前はよく言ってたからお母さんと。
We've only seen her in the first episode,
帰
right?
ってないかも。
なんで？
なんとなく。いいよ行こうか。
I wonder how
まあまあ。
she's Makio is with
朝ちゃん。
her own mum.
ちゃんとやれてるの？
まあ
さあ、お茶にしましょう。ケーキあるから。
お邪魔しまーす。
私先に荷物の整理を。
なーに？お茶の一杯くらい。
その一杯が長くなるから飲みたくなったら後で自分でやります。
ま、おばさん白状でしょ。
Yeah, very
見
Makio.
習っちゃダメよ。さあ、来て来てほら。
I like the offhand comment, like, don't be like her when Asa's like, me thinking about her mum and how she was controlling a little. And how she.
いつまでそんな子供っぽいもの読んでるの？
Hello again.
自分だってこの間まで読んでたじゃん。
もう読まないっつってんの。
はあ？じゃあ二度と貸さないから。
結構です。
困るな、いろいろ思い出して。
ねえ右じゃない？絶対隠し通路ある。敵来てる。右。ほら右。
当たる当たる。テレビから離れなさい。大学はもう決めたの？
まだ入ったばっかだよおばあちゃん。
あ、そうか。そうよね。みのりもまきおも早かったからついね。
Hmm.
お母さんも？
うん。みのりは私の話もよく聞いてくれる子でね。
I can
よく
see
お
that.
しゃべりしたわね。その点あの子は。
マキオちゃん手伝ってくる。
え？もう少しゆっくりすれば。
すぐ戻る。
I wonder if Asa is reminded of her mum
マキオ
talking
ち
of
ゃ
her
ん。
grandma like this. Might be unpleasant for her in weird ways.
ここ。
朝
Whoa,
どうし
man.
た？姉さんの部屋来たことあるでしょ。欲しいものがあるなら持っていけば。
They've been going heavier on the like seeing
何か
mum
話したの？
in real
う
life.
ちの母と。
特に。
そう。
マキオちゃんはおばあちゃんのことも嫌いな
I
の。
don't get the impression she does.
誰でも嫌いなわけだよ。まあでもいつからかあの人は鈍くてずるい人になってしまった。私たちが家を出て父も死んで、
Hmm.
一人でいる時間が増えたせいかもしれない。
鈍くてずるい。
昔はよくみのりは気配りができてマキオは自立してると言ってくれてたの。それがいつの間にかみのりは自主性がなくマキオは白状と言い換えるようになった。
Hmm.
それが私は悲しかった。
でもおばあちゃん
親より先に死ぬ子がありますか？
すごく泣いてた。大事に思ってたんだなって思ったよ。
So she definitely did, I feel like, surely.
あなたがそう思うならそれでいい。
Hmm.
お母さんって どんな人だったんだろう。
these different sides of people that you
何を
different
考えてたんだろう。
perspectives that you don't know.
それは生きてたとしても分
Yeah.
かりようがないことだね。
違う人間だから。
朝、お母さんのことを好きなままでいなさい。そのために私の主観でしかない話はしないの。お茶もらってこよう。
There's something interesting going on this episode in how people are telling Asa how to feel or be.
へえ、こういうのが好きなんだ。
朝
And how
なりたいものになりなさい。
them
なるよ、なりたい自分に。ざまみろ。
It's a fantastic through line we've had in this first half.
これも持って行きなさいって。ほら。
いえ、置くとこないから。
いいから。
もういい
ほら。
って。いい。
まったくあなた。
おばあちゃん、すごく泣いてた。
朝ちゃん、体に気をつけてね。
行ってきます。
行ってきます。
いってらっしゃい。二人とも車に気をつけて。マキオも不摂生しちゃダメよ。
お母さん、お姉ちゃんと私はもうダメだったから。だからお母さんと悲しさを分かち合うことはできないんだけど、でもお母さんが悲しければ話を聞くくらいはできるから。
どうしてあなたはそう一言多いの。自分のことで手一杯な人が誰かの話なんて聞く余裕ないでしょうに。朝ちゃんとよく協力してきちんと暮らすのよ。
よくお分かりで。
誰が育てたと
That's a
思
beautiful,
ってるの。
beautiful sky in that direction. This show is just gorgeous, every scene. And so just
知らない番号だ。
perfectly understated. That's real as fuck. Back it, by the way. A no number calls me. I ain't touching that. I meant to say, I noticed in the opening there was a couch with a guitar. So that wasn't Asa. So maybe
え、何？
that'll be someone in the band.
いいよ。
If we're implementing music into this show, I'm
どうするの？
gonna complain about that.
なるさん、おはよう。
おはよう。
友達？
B 組のたくみです。
桜井です。またね。
I kind of like how they matched the energy there.
卒業式の時、
That's
笑顔
funny.
に告られたんでしょ。え、なんで知ってんの？タカちゃんが言ってた。彼氏作んないの？いやー、
Wakanai.
どうだろ
ゴールデンウィークどこか行きました？
いや、広大さんは？
私も全然。
噂のめいっ子ちゃんは？
すみません。その説は
Just some
主催で
work
ご迷惑をおかけして。
全然降って湧いた休みでラッキーみたいな。
で、2巻の表紙ですがどう進めましょうか？
あ、それなんですけど、
Ah, that's the artist.
私書きたいのがありまして、
聞きたいです。
聞き流してくださいね。トールとサイカが地図を見るシーンがあるでしょ。
Of an unknown number?
そこですね。
Same number, I assume?
う。エミリー、体操着。ありがとう。洗って返す？語源できるからいい。
助かった。
たま
だまー。じゃあお昼休み。
That was a cute design, the blonde hair,
派手だよね。
purple eyes.
あの軍団。
That might be an account with the guitar.
玉城さんとか中学の時いじめられてたのに。
え、どの子？
ショートの。はい。今度勝ち組か。
Oh,
安心だね。
well, there we go.
いうか、あの顔になれたらいじめられても全然ありだわ。マジで？
朝。
お化粧してる。
打ち合わせ。あと友達とお茶したり。
なんか疲れてる。
わかる？いっぱい喋った。笠間くん来るって言うし、買い物して帰ろう。
やったー。
She likes Kasamachi.
台湾行くの？
Sweet.
大悟がね、まだ全然妄想レベルだから。
あ。
え？
広大さん。
はい。
後見監督人の遠野です。生命保険の手続きの際にも一度お会いしましたが。
そうでしたっけ。すみません、失礼しました。
お気になさらず。それよりも何度かお電話差し上げたのですが、お忙しかったですか？
知らない番号だと思って、仕事もありましたし。
そうですか。では早速本題なのですが。
はい。
先日ご提出いただいた朝さん名義の通帳のコピー。
すみません、提出遅くなって。
ええ、それのここなんですが、4月30日30万円の現金が引き出されています。この用途をご説明くださいますか
？30万？現金ですか？
ええ。
姉夫婦の遺産の口座から？
そうです。先ほど申し上げました。レシートか領収書は残っていらっしゃいますか？
いや、
家計簿などのメモでも結構です。以前にもご説明したはずですが、広大さんは後見人の義務として今後収支報告書も提出していただきますし。
それはまだ。
今回通帳のコピーをお送りくださった時に当然チェックされたのではないかと思うのですが、そうではないということでしょうか？
ゆっくり喋ってください。わーっと言われると怖いので。
怖い？
Too much real life stuff at once.
このお金は彼女の学費回りと小遣い以外のタッチです。生活費は私の口座から、小遣いも彼女の口座に自動送金されるようにしました。忘れるから。そんなわけですみません、コピーはチェックせず送ってしまいました。だから30万なんて何が何やら。
失礼しました。確かに質問するような調子でした。子供の人権が第一ですから。私もつい向きに。電話にもお出にならないし、
I think you got the
とんでもない
impression.
人ではないかと。
Yeah.
はい、とんでもない人で本当。
すみません、また失言を。
いや、普通のことが普通に。
Real, yeah.
パソコン買いました。僕のノートパソコン。
それは学校の教材ですか？
違います。
誰かに言われて買わなければならなかった？
違います。
朝どうしたの？
パソコンがあったら一人で音楽できるかなって。軽音部反対されるかもって。
だって
朝さん、これまで広大さんに行動を制限されたことはありますか？
ないです。
あなたの感じ方はあなただけのものだから。あなたがどう思うとそれを責める権利はない。誰にも。
全然ないです。
Yeah, but she's so used
でも
to.
大人だから反対されると思って。
なりたいものになりなさい。
なんかわけわかんなくなっちゃって。ごめんなさい。
朝、話すべきことはいろいろあるけど今度にしよう。顔洗っといて。軽音部に入りたいなら入ればいいと言ったことがあります。彼女は親が喜ばないと。
自分を模索している最中のようです。
You don't say.
こんな状況でなくてもそういう年頃ですし。広大さんや学校に相談できないことがあれば私に相談してください。
He seems like a good guy. Seems like a really good dude.
何でもご相談に乗ります。私も
Really good
経験不足でして
intentions.
あなたのようなタイプの方と接する機会がなかったものですから。
私のようなタイプ。
違います。ご職業とか。
電話にも出ず、書類の提出も締め切り直前。
サポートします。お二人の生活を。
Oh, bless him.
これからもどうぞよろしくお願いします。
こちらこそ。
笠町くん、いらっしゃい。
おう、
カキ、お裾分け。
はじめまして。弁護士の遠野と申しますが、広大さんとお付き合いされてる方ですか？
I love how straightforward he is.
マックね。俺が買い取ってもいいけど。
それじゃあ責任の所在がわからなくなる。
だな。しかし弁護士さんか。
うん。
疲れた？
そうね。割と疲れたかも。
大型犬にもふられてると思ってた。
Whoa.
バーニーズマウンテン。
そんなか？
そういえばこないだ朝にも同じことをした。あなたのスタイルだったか。
bialystocks.
多分朝が好きなやつ。たまに歌
I'm
って
pretty sure it's them.
朝。あなたの好きな人たち出てる。
見る？おいで。
This is sweet, man.
これ好きなの？
うん。この曲のね、ベースが好き。
おいしい。目の付けどころがいい。
確かに。
マキオちゃん。私、軽音部入っていい？
もちろん。あなたの好きなようにしなさい。
Oh, that little animation there.
ここのベース。
かっこいい。
Oh, yes. Oh, I was hoping the episode was going to end there. Oh, sure. Man, another great ep. I feel like these episodes, there seems to be a clear part A and part B in each of them. I know that's true for, typically true for production processes of anime, but just thematically and the kind of vibes. This one more thematically kind of followed through the whole episode, which was very nice, but just the kind of tone of it as well. First half we had this quite I don't know what to say. It's very what's the word when you look within yourself and you think about yourself? I don't fucking know. Whatever. The first half, it was obviously thinking about who Asa is and who she wants to be and what other people want her to be and how she views other people and how they are. All about perspectives, how much she values other people's perspectives and her own. And pretty heavily, it seems she's unable to sort of make her own choices at this point in her life, given how she sort of relied on her own mother to do those things for her. Possibly not of her own accord, it's what it isn't. It's just something that's sort of been, I don't want to say drilled into her, because the way her mother sort of went about that kind of stuff wasn't, it didn't really come off as abrasive or aggressive. It was just kind of subtle and slow, like the way she'd repeatedly control Asa's life is not like a sort of stereotypical super like villainous abusive sort of parental control kind of thing. It's a very sort of understated, would often be seen as rather harmless control that I'm sure a lot of people probably go through but wouldn't even recognise it as any sort of issue. But yeah, starting the episode of bialystocks, that's a great choice. Asa's got some great taste. Doesn't surprise me really. It was really nice to just see more scenes, these flashback scenes. I was wondering if as the show goes on we'll end up getting more flashback scenes, and it seems to be the first like 3 or so episodes we didn't really get much in the terms of flashbacks or similarly seeing Asa's mum in real time, like as a kind of seeing her. episode 4 and 5 we seem to be getting it more. Seems to be we're getting it more and more as the show goes on, most likely. Possibly indicating sort of Asa confronting her own feelings about her mum, confronting her death. We're going to be possibly just getting more and more of this stuff, which is interesting. I wonder if it is the case or not. I also just want to kind of say at this point in the video as well, how it seems the show is, I don't like the word rushing the manga, because I haven't read the manga obviously. It seems they're planning on adapting the whole thing in this one season. I get the impression that 2 seasons is too much and 1 season isn't enough. So I definitely will be reading the manga at some point. Not until after the anime finishes though. The thing is, if I didn't know that they're sort of speeding through the manga a bit, I really wouldn't notice it whatsoever. I'm sure they're cutting out some stuff, some really great stuff, but it never really feels like something is missing, or that there's gaps that need to be filled here, or there's any sort of pacing issues. And like some of the comments and reactions have said, the team clearly do understand the source material really well, and they respect it well. It's just a case of them wanting to get this adaptation all done in this one season. And I'm wondering if we'll ever at any point maybe feel the effects of that, but who's to know. I'm loving this show so far. I really haven't got any sort of complaints. It'll be interesting when I go to read the manga to kind of compare it to the anime and how it was adapted. But yeah, just wanted to talk about that quickly, because I'm all for anime adaptations not being a simple one-to-one of its source material. A great example airing right now obviously is Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3. There's lots of discourse about how Gosso's vision on the manga differentiates a bit to what the fans might have in mind, or what the manga shows. There's tonally very different, contrasting scenes, interesting shot choices and directorial decisions, and for me it's fucking awesome. I mean, this season it is Ikoku Nikki and Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, like kind of at the top for me in terms of my enjoyment of them. 2 very different shows. Guess you're not counting Prism Rondo, which is this season, but that's obviously all aired at once. Which I would like to do a quick video on Prism Rondo because I enjoyed it an awful lot. But yeah, so I do appreciate that this anime adaptation is having its own take on the manga rather than just doing a very plain one-to-one. It's managing to be faithful to the source material while making it feel like its own thing, very much so. But yeah, let's just back into the discussion here. So yeah, we kind of have this theme the entire episode of Asa wondering who she is, wondering what she can do. Can she do what she wants? Asking permission for stuff. This sort of thing that seemed to be a constant in her life with her mother. And initially in this little like cold open section, it doesn't really come across as very harmless at all. We get her saying, "Now we can be who you want to be," and I got the impression, oh, she seems to be a pretty good mother. And then we get into it a bit more. Is it this scene? Yeah, I think it's here when she's talking about clubs, and she's like, go to join the choir club. Mum knows best, and then she's choosing the outfits, what we're having for dinner, and then scolding her for like not being independent enough, and scolding her for making her own choices. Is this continuous of, oh, why aren't you being independent? And then she does something that she would feel is independent of, cutting her hair on her own accord, and then she gets scolded for it, and it's like, okay, well, what do you want from me? I really like the seamless transitions of past and present as well. It doesn't feel like sort of being thrown into a flashback, or like, oh, where are we in time, or oh, suddenly tonally very jarring. It all flows really, really naturally. It's really impressive. Again, first time seeing that scene as well. And then, yeah, this scene of talking about choices and then saying how dying was her own fault. That's fucking heavy, man. Like, and the irritation she felt, was feeling like she's getting back at her mum for being able to make these own choices, and how she views her mum's own choices led to her death. It's a really morbid line of thought, but one that in Asa's case feels very natural to make in her current sort of circumstances, and her sort of reminiscing is probably the wrong word, her sort of looking back on how her mother used to treat her, maybe starting to realise that it wasn't all so nice, or it's never got the impression that she like loved her mother a lot, but I wonder how much of how like sort of conscious she was of her mother's behaviour towards her up until this point. And then we go and see Grandma, who you can very clearly tell is the mother of these characters, Makio, and I keep forgetting the mother's name. I'm just gonna go call her mother. Yeah, just the transitions to flashing back like here is just really super, super clean, and then back to it. It's so good. Like the subtle lighting change, the books on the shelf being much less of them, and even the lighting change reflecting on like the window and the sky is so much impressive production details in this show. It's crazy, and like I kind of mentioned before, it's also just subtle, understated. It's not something your kind of casual viewer would really notice or pick up on. And we sort of kind of were recontextualizing these scenes where we have them obviously playing together. They were arguing before playing together. Their mother or the grandma, kind of berating them to sit away from the TV, and then we get another really smooth transition, and then we get kind of a recontextualization of that scene where they're playing games, where the mother comes over and is kind of smiling with them. Yeah, this is into... Oh, man, Asa's just... It's a very cynical outlook from Makio, but given how she seems to be treated and the sort of the change in that treatment and how it upset her, and again more of kind of perspectives of what mum was like, what grandma was like, not knowing and believing that just because other people say this person is like this way doesn't necessarily mean they're not like the way that you see them as. Again, a very bloom into you, Nanami Toko sort of thing going on there. And Makio really tries her best not to influence her Asa's view of her own mother. She doesn't. She really. I feel like even though she hates her, obviously, she really feels like the last thing she wants to do is tarnish sort of Asa's own perspective of her mother at this point. It would be a really sort of selfish and cruel thing to do at this current point in time. At any point in time, really, but right now especially. And yeah, just continuing that, and then obviously at the end we get her joining the band club, trying to buy the laptop as well. And her saying, "Don't get in any car crashes." Watch out for the cars is crazy ironic. And yeah, this scene here, she looks just so motherly and caring. This whole just. And Yeah, it's that sort of that cold snideness that this feels very like Asa's mother. This comment and the way she sort of reacted to Makio's comment. Gorgeous as well, that sky. Was it Emery? Yeah, I think that's Emery that joined the craft club. I feel like I remember that being her profile picture. Takumi and Sakurai just matching each other's energy quickly. There's more work stuff. I really do appreciate how we're tapping into their lives away from each other as well, especially Asa at school, because it's obviously a really important part of her life that we need to see. Yeah, this character caught my eye, and then we kind of got a comment on her afterwards. I think she might be the one. I'm going to check now, actually. The opening with the guitar. Was it after this or before this? This is a long opening scene, huh? Yeah. Where was it? The eyes are different, but I feel like that's her. Maybe. Maybe. But the eyes are different. Maybe not. Yeah, talking about her being bullied, and then we kind of had a glance back at her, so maybe there'll be something there to pick up on. Then we get this really sweet guy. What was his name? Tono, was it? Yeah, the attorney. And obviously he kind of gets the impression that he sees a big, obviously not picking up his calls, and then seeing a big chunk of cash being withdrawn from her account. It's pretty natural for them to get this sort of impression, so he's a bit forward and a bit aggressive and coming at her straight away. Unexperienced as well. It's really impressive how this character is characterized so efficiently in such a short amount of time. You already like him, you already understand his own sort of I can't think of words right now. His own sort of views and just his general how he conducts himself and how he approaches people and interacts with people. And I think fundamentally you kind of notice he's just a good person. Like he genuinely feels like a good person here. I was wondering if he was just going to be a one-off character, but I get the impression we will be seeing him again. There's obviously seeing Asa wanting to buy a laptop for herself to make music. I really hope with this direction we're going with her joining a band, wanting to get a laptop, I know she might not be allowed to have it after all, but I really hope we do get into the music side of things. We had the bialystocks songs in the opening and the ending of the episodes. My god, this show is just trying to become one of my favourite shows ever if it's implementing music into it as well. I'm unsure whether it actually will, but to see the main character be passionate about it like this is really cool. Really, really awesome. Yeah, it's all just overwhelming for her. Thinking about all these things. And this really sweet little drawing, just those expressions and it's just the way having what she wrote just crosses out completely. What did it say underneath? Oh, it's just an eel. I love that, just sort of her she wrote something pretty morbid and then just sort of draws over it this weird looking eel with three very unsettled expressions above it. It's very much Asa, this whole image, that whole illustration she made there. And then we get this nice little ending scene of them just kind of feeling like a family, like a normal family. Kasamachi, that is his name, right? Kasamatsu? No, that's the race course in Cinderella Grey. That's where Oguri Cap came from. Katsamachi, there we go. Thank you, Asa. And he just comes in, and I didn't realise they were still this sort of intimate isn't really the right word, but comfortable and cozy with each other like this. It's quite pleasant to see. They are very sweet together. And he is very handsome. With the wine and everything, listening to music, and like, look at this, man, like, come on. And Asa gets quite excited by this whole thing. Look, she's loving it. She's very, very much shipping it herself, it seems, and probably just enjoying feeling like a normal family for the first time in a while. Kasamachi's really awesome, man. I don't know, like, all the characters are really awesome. Like, I'm surprised we haven't got a sort of really mean or negative character yet. It's not a show that is. It feels a lot of the cast are very likable, but then you have characters like Makio and Asa's mother, who you're. I don't really like putting Makio and Asa's mother in the same sort of category, but their actions and their words, it's easy to be torn on them. Just their sort of general way they conduct themselves and stuff like that. Makio obviously less so. We get a much more worse impression of us as a mother in general from, I guess that is the kind of bias that we have from being from Makio's perspective in this show a lot of the time. But the characters are all just really great, really likable, and really likable in a really short amount of time as well. They will be on screen like Tono, the attorney, for a very short amount of time, and I'm already like, yeah, I like this guy, I want to see more of him, I understand him as a character already. And we get Asa joining the band club and allowing to live a life. A very positive episode in the end, in the grand scheme of things. I was really hoping we'd get the bialystocks song to fade us out into the ED, into a different ED or just the credits. But we get the usual ED, which is definitely not disappointing. It's happily listen to this again. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I feel like I rambled on quite a lot today. God, the show's just fucking awesome. I'm excited to get to the manga as well once the anime finishes. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know how you feel about this episode in the comments below. Maybe stuff I missed or stuff I didn't pick up on. Maybe differences in the manga as well would be cool to know about here in these episodes and this adaptation. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.